embrace these radical ideologies. The climate change agenda has caused so much pain, not just for these fires and preventing the burning of the underbrush and doing all the things that you needed to do. Excuse me, folks, to prevent this from happening. But and use of water and worshiping the creation rather than the creator, which is what leads to so much of this. The saving of the salamanders and the rats and the bugs and the beetles and the absurd animal worship that is at its peak in California, and then you end up with this kind of situation. I do think, probably the last thing I'll say on this, unless callers want to talk about it more, but I do think the location of this being the epicenter of all of the leftism that is infiltrated the country through our entertainment industries is poetic and perhaps in the long run good. Not that I would wish this kind of thing on anybody, but just the fact that the pain is so real now for all of these producers and actors and actresses and that have been able to live in their ivory tower made up worlds and not have to live with the pain of the poison that they have injected into the American culture for the last 50 years. They buy their way out of that pain most of the time. They cover up and create these false narratives and false worlds to cover up the pain of so many of the policies that they have pushed through in their movies and television shows and music and everything else. And they couldn't escape it this time. They are now living with the pain, and you're hearing even them say what a disaster of not just a natural disaster, but what an absolute disaster of decision making. What an absurdity that the decision makers in California preferred saving fish over humans, and that they haven't allowed for the water to be used for the right purposes. They haven't allowed for the undergrowth to be taken care of as it should have been, and just all of these things. It's just staring them in the face. And so Gavin Newsom can do his slimy, scummy lying to the Californians and to the rest of the American people, and he can play that game all he wants at this point. But the pain is real. This inept mayor and fire chief and all of them are DEI hires. And so the very things that these Hollywood people have pushed on us through the TV shows and the movies is what's causing their pain right now. And I don't know how many of them will see the truth. Often when it's a religion like climate change is to these people, and the DEI stuff, all the racist policies, all of the socialism, all of that is a religion to these people. It is their God. And so when you see it that way and you realize that they're not likely, most of them not likely to see the truth. So the ones that are right now saying what it is and acknowledging the real cause of this thing, a lot of the ones that are saying that were already sort of red-pilled in the last 4 years. The James Woods and Dean Cains and those kind of folks that saw this from the beginning and actually warned about it, tried to get a better mayor elected and all those things. The really hardcore left, though, the really shallow Hollywood crowd that's not hardcore left activists, but are parrot that nonsense because it's in the script and they just want to be famous. The hardcore Democrats that don't want the political pain of losing the control that they have in California. Those three groups right there, I don't know if they'll come around. But some of that middle group, the group that is the shallow Hollywood that's kind of finger to the wind, whatever's popular and going to get them the part and keep them popular, I think they may. I think they do blow with the winds, and so they may blow the right direction after all of this because they cannot stand the pain that they're experiencing as a result of all of these bad policies. So, again, just to reiterate, not saying that every natural disaster is the result of bad policy, just saying that when a natural disaster hits, there's a right and a wrong way to deal with it. And this is not new. We can show you sermons from the founding era where pastors